Okay.
Well, hello.
No. I need to explain what happened was Corey calls me last Monday.
Yeah.
Sends me a text.
Yes.
It says, call this number, make an appointment with the vet, use your name. No context further than that. Mm-hmm. So I call. I do as
Heather. All Heather said was, "What's the number?" She didn't ask. Question. Why did I do? Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
So
yeah,
because I need to explain why we weren't here last week. I was looking at the podcast downloads and I was like aghast by how low it was, and then I was like, we didn't do anything. Thank you, the 3,000 people who still
thanks for anyone who cared.
So I call the vet.
Yes.
As myself. I'm Heather. Again, it's not my cat, though.
It's not.
So I'm like, hey, veterinarian, I have a cat. His name is Fuzz. He needs to get spayed or neutered, whichever one's for the dudes.
Okay, let me just tell you why I had Heather call.
No, I've got to build up the story.
Because I think they need to know why
your confession will make sense at the end.
Okay, all right.
So I call the vet, and then she pauses, and she said, and she said, can I call you back in just a second? Oh, no. Whatever the reason, I have to call. Maybe she's found me out. Calls back, craziest thing, ma'am. We've actually had a cancellation for the boy neuter. And if you want to bring your cat in immediately, we can. So, okay, that's. I was just told to make an appointment. I wasn't authorized by Corey's tech to confirm an appointment. That's an hour from now.
Uh-huh.
So I said, oh my goodness, natural knee-jerk instinct. Let me ask my husband. I'm not married. There was nobody to ask. And she said, well, unfortunately, I actually have to put you, can I get his name? Okay, I'm knee deep in this lie.
Yeah.
I said, his name is Nothin. And she puts down Nathan Miracle, thinking that I said, it's so funny. He actually didn't take my last name. It is my last name. My last name is so cute that we decided he should keep his own. Jones. If he doesn't come, though, maybe he'll come with my twin sister. And anyway, so Corey ends up taking Fuzz.
I did. This is me. I said, Nathan, hop in the car. We're not married. I'm going to act as if I'm your sister-in-law, and you need to care for your cat.
So this whole time, they keep calling me about Corey/my cat with it was wild. But to go back into time and tell them why you were unable to make this appointment yourself.
Once I had rescued a senior English bulldog.
I was there.
You were there.
I knew there was an issue. We went to the pound. It was held
7 or 8,
which is ancient
for those dogs. Yeah.
I look at this dog, of which Corey is saving from a life in the pound, and it's looking back at me, but it's also peeing on itself.
I think he was scared in that moment.
He was not scared. He was like, you see what's happening? This is your future. And I said, Corey, I think we got a little problem, but I think you just signed the document.
So as you know, with shelters, you have to get the animal fixed. Unfortunately, when it comes to the bulldog breed, putting them under unnecessarily can lead to a premature death.
So Corey, not to be taken lightly, apparently leaves this easy to work with vet a bad review.
No, I didn't leave a bad review. I sent a stern email. How dare you put this?
You're on the record. You're blacklisted, probably.
First off, the dog had already been fixed. They could have done a little scan and seen that she was missing the parts, and they didn't. They put her under, opened her up, said, oh, not there, sewed her back up, and didn't tell me. I had to read it on the bottom of a piece of paper. I was upset.
And this is how many years ago? This has got to be 5 years ago.
5 or 6.
5 or 6. So that was, and then you write the stern email. Chagrinly, though, you need to go back to this rather chill.
I know, but I feel like I'm on a list now.
So Corey tells me, with no context, call as yourself, because she doesn't want to admit she needs their services again. This is what you think twice when you leave bad reviews.
Think
folks.
Twice, man. It will have you doing.
You wrote a stern email.
A stern email that I'm sure is like in their CRM. Corey Miracle hates us.
So Corey has to go in as me, Heather. But here's the thing. The vet will not understand that the number on file, which is mine, is not the one they need to call. So I'm getting phone calls. I'm also on a job site getting calls from this vet. Transferring.
She's getting all these invoice emails. They're like, did you get the email? Yeah, I guess.
They're like, hello, your cat's doing great. It's my cat. He's doing great. But this was supposed to be
easy in and out, a normal fix.
Monday.
On Monday, he goes in to get fixed. It's same day, which is easy peasy. So same day, get this cat back. They said everything went great. Make sure all his stuff is on one level. So I put everything in the basement, for Heather and my cat.
And my husband, don't forget.
And they were like, he will be like lethargic for a little bit because now
you don't need to go into the little medical side of this. He ends up something that shouldn't have been crimped, got clamped.
And it led to an infection.
Which he goes back in on Wednesday.
It was Tuesday because they missed the podcast.
Yeah, podcast day. So he goes back in on Tuesday. And then of course, she's calling me because it's my cat. She's like, and she's a chatty Kathy. And she's telling me, she's like, none of these bad things will happen, but I'm going to tell you anyways. Absolutely. Every one of those bad things did happen. So Corey goes back in for emergency cat surgery. I know. They called me for authorization on Thursday.
I went back in. So he had his second surgery on Tuesday and then another surgery on Friday.
So now how is Fuzz doing?
We have to administer medicine. It must be of a high...
She did call me and say he'll be knocked.
Oh, when you give it to him, his legs become shaky.
Really?
Yeah. Wow. And he sleeps for about 9 hours.
How's he doing otherwise?
Well, we're almost done with the medicine. The stitches are there. I can see them. So I have to bring him back in.
Oh, that's
to do a stitch removal.
I look forward to talking to my vet again.
I can't wait to.
When do you go back in? I know it's 15
They said
days.
between 10 and 14 days whenever I can make the time for it.
Well, that'll be like the end of this week.
No, because it was just Friday. So Friday will just be 1 week. So.
Can you believe we're at the end of March?
No.
It is the end of March.
Yeah, no.
Do you know what April showers bring?
Make flowers.
Okay, so that is the reason why we skipped last week. And 1, 2, 3, intro music. We're back. So that brings us to this week, which on Friday we have the Meet the Baker Collab. So Corey, before we even jump into the 5 ways to squeeze the most juice from this Meet the Baker berry, what is collab?
A collab.
For those
no,
who,
you know what? Let's tell them about who are you?
I own a cat named Fuzz. I'm married to a man named Nothin. We don't have the same last name. I'm Heather and this is Corey, and we run a group on Facebook called the Sugar Cookie Marketing Group, which now has
39.1 thousand followers.
39,000 people, all of which are mostly cottage bakers throughout, I'll say internationally as well.
Yeah.
Majority of them are oddly just in Texas. It's Texas and a couple of us not in Texas. But we talk about how to market more effectively online. And as such, an extension of that are these fun cookie collabs, which we'll have one this Friday. We try to do them quarterly. It's a great way to get a little boost in the rankings and also meet your fellow baker while also connecting with your audience.
And if you have no idea what Heather said, we are going to deep dive because it is the podcast topic this week.
So tell us, those of us who don't know, what is a collab? A cookie collab.
A cookie collab. If you know collab, you're like, I know what collab means. I know. But when it comes to these baking collabs on Instagram specifically, they are just a tinge bit different.
I didn't know what they were when I
know. When I first started baking, I was invited to co-host a cat collab.
Oh,
and you had
a cat cookie collab?
Yeah. Well, you could do it on a cake if you wanted to.
Did you do those bean-shaped cats?
I don't think I did it for that one, but do love me a bean-shaped cat.
That's cute.
So when it comes to a collab, this is just
do a cookie pet collab.
Oh, like your pet?
Turn your
How about
pet
people don't have pets?
You can borrow mine.
Fuzz. Everyone. Fuzz is everybody. So when it comes to this baking collab, and it doesn't matter if you do cookies, if you do cupcakes, if you work with fondant, you are invited to this collab. So what we do is we choose a theme, we choose a day, we choose a hashtag, and we all post on the same day on Instagram only. So it's an Instagram collab. And the theme this time for this quarter is Meet the Baker. A lot of times when it comes to marketing, we are so behind the mixing bowl of life.
A mixing bowl of life. How deep. Much like the icing we muddled into it.
We are so behind the mixing bowl that we only post what we bake. And while what you bake is so stinking cute and so delicious, you are the secret ingredient that people want to buy from.
I'll say it is a fact of marketing that humans respond really well to the faces of other humans.
Yes.
They're called heat maps when you run them on websites, and essentially it tracks where people's eyes go on a website. If there is another human face, the human eye is naturally drawn to another human's face. So when it comes to algorithm, what do you call it when we're fuddling with the algorithm? There's got to be a fancy word. Oh, I like that one. Okay. Manipulating the algorithm. Having your face in there is a great way to cut through the feed clutter and get in front of your audience. So these collabs are a really cool way to not only connect with people in a Facebook group, because we're going to explain the rules and mechanics of how it works. It's just a really great way to, again, connect with your audience. And this specific one is you on the other side of the camera.
So you're saying right now, twins, but why do I have to post it on this Friday at 11 Eastern Standard Time? And that's a great question. That's because...
You were skipping through our little list, buddy.
Okay, we actually have a list.
Yeah, we did. I got to get rid of Phoebe.
Yeah, get her out of here, man.
I got Phoebe this
She's throwing me. Just pick up the little carton and take her out.
Way too heavy.
So Heather has this little blue bag with another bag coming out of it, a paper bag, and Phoebe is just crinkle Lincoln right through life.
The bag's made with catnip.
Bag is made with catnip.
Okay, back to our list. Corey's all over the map.
Yeah, my bad.
We want to talk about the type of photo that we recommend. Again, it's kind of your own collab, so do as you wish. But what I see get the most kind of engagement.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, here's a few of my tips, and then you can match your tips.
I will judge your tips.
Higher quality camera image.
But
portrait mode on iPhone.
Yeah. Yep. Portrait mode, because it actually blurs the things behind you. So what you want to do when you give your spouse or your bestie your phone, you are going to put it in portrait mode for them. You're going to stand ever so halfway between you and the backdrop. So if it's in the kitchen, imagine like where the kitchen island is, that's where you're going to stand.
Yeah, we want a little distance to allow the camera to blur the background.
Yeah.
Here's what I'm going to say. I would suggest a bright pop of color, whether it be you holding the icy bag, your shirt.
A very fun apron.
Ooh, that'd be great.
Right?
The apron conveys Baker. Now, here's what I'm going to say. I like the concept of holding props. If you had a cookie, if you had a whisk.
A cookie cutter,
something bright that kind of says this person is Baker. Now, it's going to help your audience better associate you with your company. At the end of the day, you can post a headshot taken in a professional studio, but does that scream Baker? It'll be just fine if it's all you got. If you have the time to really kind of strategize this, I think you'll get more engagement. If you're taking with a higher quality camera, definitely an iPhone will be beautiful for this. You've got bright colors, either in your shirt, your apron, something, and then you get a little of that bright distance from the background. What do you think about taking it outside?
If the lighting is going to be better outside, take that bad boy outside.
I like it.
Nobody knows that the tree that you're standing in front of, it's going to be blurred anyways.
If you feel awkward with your hands, I've seen people kind of lay on their KitchenAids, which are really
lay on our KitchenAid,
kind of like where you elbow
seductively
up.
like it.
Hello, come here for the icing.
Yeah.
So kind of that prop holding a spatula,
your arm resting on the KitchenAid. A lot of, if you have, apron pockets, if you feel weird, put them in an apron pocket.
Again, you are going to be the biggest critic of yourself. Yeah. Nobody else is going to care.
Nobody is.
Corey and I have this policy. Even if you hate the way it looks, you just got to go.
To me,
it's just what it is.
When I look in the mirror in the morning, I have to tell myself, this is as good as it's ever going to get.
This is the hand I was dealt.
This red face, this pimple I got on my chin.
You're coming in the spotlight with me, buddy. You can always use, what's the app that you use, InShot, to kind of...
It is. Yeah, you can
nip tuck.
Yeah, make it a little brighter. Blur those little wrinkles.
little that digital Botox. So that would be my suggestion of the type of photo. I would suggest, if you want to see more, I'm just telling you what I've seen perform well. Get closer to the camera rather than farther away. A full body shot's going to be harder to see than if we do like waist up to just above your head.
You want to make sure you're taking the photo vertically, not horizontally.
Reason being, another great marketing tip is it takes up more of the feed. So look, imagine scrolling on your vertical phone. Vertical image, I think the ratio aspect is 4:5. Is the ideal to take up the most amount of space without cropping the image.
So if you look on someone's Instagram profile, everything's a square. But if you're scrolling through your feed, it actually can show it as a vertical rectangle.
Yeah.
Or you can crop it down. But we want to take up more of the feed, because the more of the feed we take up, the more likely that someone's able to spend time with it. We catch their attention. Something causes them to spend just a tinge bit more time with it.
So out of our 5 tips, the type of photo, again, kind of keep it baking themed if you can. Use portrait mode on iPhone. Keep it bright if it needs to be bright and outside. I think you actually be fine there. And then that vertical style in the 4:5 aspect ratio, if that's over your head, just take a vertical photo.
Yeah.
I think that is going to get you right off the bat a ton of bang for this collab buck.
Yeah.
Moving on. copy. Now, the other half of most posts on Instagram is we have the text, the copy underneath the image.
Your photo's going to stop them, but what's going to keep them? Well, that's your copy.
Kind of think of this. If your audience hasn't seen your face before, they're going to say, oh, my goodness, this is her face. This is his face. Why am I seeing this face for the first time? That's where our copy is going to. Now, I know you typically give us a little template.
I do give a little template, and I'll give you a little template this week as well.
But I think, and if I can guess what you're probably going to do, you're going to have this part where they insert their own copy to make it about themselves. Because we don't want the same copy over and over again, because Corey can't
also
write,
different.
Yes, Corey can't write copy that matches everybody, but what she can do is get you the hook.
I can get you a hook, man.
Yeah,
Hook,
if
line,
you don't
and
know what the
sinker.
copy hook is, it's that first thing that keeps them reading to the next thing. I always say that copy should be like Laffy Taffy, and it pulls people along.
It does. It does. So here's if you are like, I am not trying to read anything you post this week on Facebook, I'll just give you an idea of what it is. And this is what I've used in the past for myself. It'll be like, do not judge me for number 4. Here are 5 things you didn't know about your local cookie baker. Why did I choose number 4? Because it will get them reading 1, 2, 3, and 4. And they'll just read number 5. You are looking at me like
Sorry,
you
Dad
did not
texted
listen.
me. Daddy.
Did you even hear what I said?
Texted
Did
me.
you hear what I said?
You said, keep 5 things that are interesting.
I said, this is what I said.
I said.
I said, don't judge me for number 4. Here are 5 things you didn't know about your local baker.
Like, and number 4.
Yes, skip to number 4. What number 4 you want to be is to be like, my favorite thing is 1-year-old birthday party. Something that your audience can really relate to.
I like that a lot. I think an interesting thing for like us,
Sure.
like if it was mine, of which I'm not, the baker, so don't make me, I'm Fuzz's owner. I would say number 4 is like, I know you're going to judge me, but I actually like driving down 66, which is a notoriously hated road here.
I can, it's so controversial.
Specific. You and I could, and this, again, this is going to relate just to my really specific target audience. The bakers, and we're going to talk about who's engaging with this type of content. They're not going to care. It's not their job to care. They're just here to double tap and comment. But my audience is going to say, I hate 66. I can't believe you like it.
You can do this, but this is what we just suggest maybe to stay away from is a wall of text talking about when I was 1 year old, I ate a cookie and my mom said, one day you're going to become a cookie baker. So I decided to pursue this passion and become a cookie baker. What we do by having these bulleted lists is we really invite people to read the copy.
Humans will read lists over paragraphs.
It's just easier.
Now I'm going to say in comma, especially on Instagram, emojis. I like emojis. I like them to be sprinkled throughout. I know there's a 1 through 10 emoji if you want to make a list. I really like my bulleted list to have that, or the yellow finger that points to the right. Always a good go-to. Why? Because it's so bright. It points. It screams to me ordered list.
So while you might want to type a book about how you got started, we have to think in terms of our audience because that's who we're posting for. They don't have a lot of time. You know, when you scroll on Instagram, you're scrolling a mile a minute. So what we're going to do is when we have their attention is to use it as wisely as we can.
Yeah, I'd probably do, I like your hook. I do my list of 5, and then I end with a thank you to your audience who supported you. And that'd be a really concise but interesting type of copy to get the results that we want from this specific collab.
It truly is. I can't wait to read about you guys. When you use something short like, hey, I'm your baker, and then period.
Not enough.
It's not enough for me to be able to connect with you. Like I pretty much knew you were a baker because it's like Cookie Co in your name. But it's just saying, hi, I'm your baker. I can't necessarily break.
Do we like the same restaurant? Do we hate the same road? Do we live near each other? How long have you lived here? If you're in a really transient area, Corey and I live, what I call it, the mixing bowl, because so few people are born and raised here, except for we are. And that would be a really interesting thing that our audience could kind of connect with. You know, now speaking on copy, one of the biggest things about this collab is that the copy must include a hashtag.
It has to.
It has to include just one hashtag, although you can include up to 30 hashtags. And I do recommend using hashtags on Instagram. Corey yells at me constantly for not doing it. But the hashtag that you need to use for this collab to be effective, and I can't stress this enough, you must use this hashtag, is Sugar Cookie Marketing Collab. That entire long word spelled out with a hash in front of it, the hash symbol, whatever you call it, the pound sign. That has to be involved in your copy. It's not a tag. It is in your copy.
The reason why is because when you're doing a collab, I'm going to sneeze real quick.
It's allergy season.
I really feel like you.
Oh, Corey, that is outrageous. No, they're driving cars. That's akin to the elephant. You needed a warning. That was
I said I'm gonna sneeze
like a normal person or sneeze like an elephant. They needed to have known.
It could have gotten so much worse.
If you got in an accident, please call Corey's insurance company immediately. Why do we need to use this hashtag?
The reason why we need to use hashtag is because it makes it so other bakers that are participating in this collab can find you. The collab goes live at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard this Friday.
No, it's 11 a.m., but 11 p.m. we'll have them posted.
That sneeze really went to my brain.
Okay, so this collab is based off of the search feature on Instagram. The search feature is through hashtags. So having that hashtag is going, if you don't have it, you're not going to get the bang for the buck. You'll have a great post and your audience will love it. However, we want you to benefit from the collab, and that's going to require the hashtag sugar cookie marketing collab. Now, if you post that hashtag on not a selfie, no one's going to, or like if you just
I will
use it.
I will judge you.
Yeah, nobody's going to engage with it because we're going to encourage them not to, because some, those hashtag farms will just grab it and post it to anything.
Yeah.
So you really need to have a photo of yourself or something really close to a photo. If you cookify yourself, that'll even count too. It'd be hilarious. If people could turn themselves into a cookie.
Arch asked me to turn a cat into a cookie. I said, I am not that talented. And he was like, yeah, it just takes 5 colors. I said, you say that.
Yeah, it's a lot of mind
It's
work.
not. There's a lot of shadows.
Yeah. So you're going to have this copy. If you want to snag Corey's template and fill it out yourself, I'd highly recommend just see how you like it.
Yeah.
But again, you can do your own copy, but it has to include the hashtag sugar cookie marketing collab.
Collab.
Not just
And
sugar
collab,
cookie marketing.
unbeknownst to me before I started this, has 2 L's in it. Collab.
Yeah, it's not collab, it's collab. And it can't be just the hashtag sugar cookie marketing either. That can be included as one of your 30, but it really needs to include that in the copy area. Tagging the sugar cookie marketing Instagram account does not what you want to do.
We will see that. And that's big old 1 comment there. Right. You're aiming for a lot more comments.
Right. So now let's go to the collab rules, which is Corey kind of hinting to with a completely inaccurate timestamp. The collab rules are really just the guidelines to squeeze the most out of this. Again, we're talking about the type of photo. We covered the copy, that hashtag. But now here's the key. Everyone's posting at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Friday, the 24th.
Why would we not post the night before?
Because we need to have one time agreed upon that a large amount of people. So let's say, I think typically we see the collabs get participated around 75 to 100 people. Mm-hmm. We all need to post at the same time, even though that may be early in the morning for people in Europe or maybe very
late for people
in Europe.
I don't know.
The Australians will be a day ahead of us.
They will.
However, find the translation to 11 a.m. Eastern, and then everyone at the same time will post. What happens when I see people post too early or post too late is they don't get that engagement that they would have if they posted at the exact same time when a lot of other people are taking the same action.
You would have to think if we're all posting at 11 and then you post 11 hours later, we've moved on.
Yeah.
We're on with our day.
So really we encourage anyone participating in the collab to also, and we'll talk about this in a minute, to engage for the next hour. So that's 11 a.m. Eastern to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's 1 hour. So if you're not posting within that window, you're losing a lot of that engagement. If you're not posting at the beginning of that window, you're also, I would recommend schedule it out.
Me and Heather, you should see us when these collabs go. Oof. We are refreshing. T-minus 2 minutes. T-minus 1 minute. Go.
Go. And then Corey and I, because we're obviously on the same account. But if a heart it, that means a twin's been here.
Yes.
A twin's been here and commented.
Yeah.
So the collab rules, here's a big one. Don't have your profile locked on that time.
If it's private, we cannot see it. And we can't see your hashtags.
Right. So if you say, okay, I want to participate in the collab, I'm going to take my set to private profile and set to public. Just a side note, it does accept all the follow requests when you do that.
Good to know. Good to know.
All those X's that have been pending.
My ex-husband will be excited.
Oh, there's Corey. I was married to her. So you want to have that. If you say, well, Heather, I'm not on Instagram, or I'm on Instagram, I'm going to keep my account private. This is just not the collab for you. However, and we're going to talk about this in a minute, you can still get juice from this by posting it to your private account. You just won't get the engagement of other participants in this collab.
Yeah.
Again, your target audience isn't other bakers, and we're not encouraging other bakers to follow you, only to like and comment.
Mm-hmm. And the reason why we want them to like and comment is because when you post to Instagram and then you start getting comments and likes right off the bat, what it tells Instagram is, hey, this post is resonating. Let's put it into a few more feeds and see what it do. And it gives you that opportunity to reach more people. Hopefully that you have your local audience following you so it can end up in their feeds and you can connect to them even more. Now, the comments that we want you to leave behind on other bakers' posts isn't, hey, I actually make cookies in DC too. That's not helpful. What we want to be like, oh my goodness, when you said that you have over 400 cookie cutters, that is so funny, can totally
That's a
relate.
great one.
Something like that.
Because of the way that Corey's template is going to work, you have 5 instances to make a comment back to this creator, this other baker, and kind of connect with them there. So I'm reading through with the event listing. We have this event posted in the Facebook group. Again, none of this exists in the Facebook group. I just needed a place for us all to gather.
Yes.
But I'm just reading through what we got here. It'll be March 24th at 11 a.m. Eastern. You have to use that hashtag, use the hashtag Sugar Cookie Marketing Collab, and you're going to want to engage with people for an entire hour. So now let's scoochie on to that tip itself. Replying to comments. A great way to continue, if you want to know, this is called engagement baiting in the marketing world. If you want to bait more engagement, every time someone comments to you, comment back to them. What happens is, consider the way Instagram works. It wants to keep people on the platform. How does it do that? Notifications. How do you get people a notification? You reply to them. Now, Instagram has a couple ways you can do this. You can double tap a comment to like it, heart it, and then you can also reply to that comment. Now, I want to challenge you to put your marketing cap on and your copy cap and write more than just the word thanks.
Copycat.
Copycat.
Or the heart emoji.
Yeah, if you want to, consider in a conversation. If every time I ask her a question, she says yes or no answers, it'll be an extremely short conversation.
Yeah.
But if I want to create engaging conversation, ask an open-ended question. So when I say, if my Meet the Baker copy says I have 400 cookie cutters and someone said that's hilarious, I have 400 too, I'd say, what is your favorite cookie cutter shop? I'm looking for a new supply line.
Yes. And of course, now you've taken an interest in them.
Maybe they'll even tag the cutter shop and you've introduced another person into the conversation to continue that engagement.
People coming to your profile and doing nothing on it, but just visiting silently count as engagement, my friends. People expanding the comments to see what it says counts as engagement.
People coming back to that photo. So yes, some of the comments will be hard to reply to, but you can still kind of say, this person just said nice. Like, thank you so much. It was really hard for me to take the photo. Another great way to do this, if you want to continue getting engagement, I would recommend not following anybody in this. Don't follow.
Yeah.
Unless they're in your target
audience. I don't think we really
audience.
had a weird follow train happen there.
No. So what Corey means by follow train is like, this isn't a way to grow your account. This is a way to garner more engagement within your account. Also, your target audience will be able to see more of this post because you have more users interacting with it. Kind of that Instagram saying, well, people seem to like this, so let's show it to more folks. So replying to comments, I would highly suggest that if I look at your profile, which we will be if you use that hashtag, you should be replying to absolutely every comment on your post.
It
really
will.
get
It
that
really
runaway.
will. And that's why the copy is so important, because the copy can invite those really engaging comments.
I find myself struggling sometime to engage with you guys when the copy's so short, or when you copy and paste what Corey said word for word. Which one? This one you won't be able to, though.
Yeah,
because
otherwise you're going to have a cat named Puzz.
We all do. That's that. But yeah, when the copy's like not dialed in, it's really hard for me to find that in to connect with you.
So we want things that are interesting about you. You know, maybe born and raised wherever you are. That's a good one. What's another thing that's super
I love
interesting?
how long they've been baking, little facts about baking. If you know what my favorite dessert besides
I
sugar
love
cookies,
a dessert one.
Yeah.
Snickers bar.
Ooh.
Do
You
like
know
a
when they used to
Snickers bar.
have Snickers ice cream bars?
They still do.
I think I need one.
I can't do ice cream anymore in this old age.
I think you need one and close to a restaurant. Lactose intolerant. Okay, and now the fifth tip, and then I'll give you a bonus tip, is comment on other people's profiles. Again, a collab is a give and a
That
get.
is how it can't just be a get.
If we all went to get, then we're going to give, and then it's going to work. So when we say use that hashtag, guess what? You can also click on the very hashtag you used and see other members of Sugar Cookie Marketing also engaging with the same hashtag. And your job from 11 a.m. not 11 p.m.
Yeah.
to 12 p.m. is to spend that time also giving as much as you're getting. So you're going to be commenting in two different places. You're going to be replying to comments on your own post. And then you're also going to be giving comments to other Sugar Cookie Marketing collab participants. And that's how the collab really gives as much as it gets.
And that's how you can, that's the whole point of it. It's to grow your account, you know, whatever theme it is. I've seen people do like the cat theme that I did. We did with the past collabs, we did a Susan Reed collab.
That was a great one.
And that was to bring awareness of the scammer.
Main Street collab.
That was a good one. We did your logo into a cookie collab.
Love. Do you want to tell them what you're thinking about the next collab?
Oh, yeah. I was thinking, and I'm willing to hear some feedback.
This is going to be tight.
Something like highlighting
I said tight, like I was in 2001.
Yeah, I know.
It's gonna be tight, yo.
Highlighting your state collab. So you'd make bakes or cookies that have to do with the state you're in. So what you're actually doing is telling people, like, look, I'm a Virginia baker.
Can we do the mixing bowl, like the road?
How would I do that?
What if we
like
just did two butterflies? I'll make it. I'll make it.
Okay. I was thinking like a spaghetti bowl.
Oh, that'd be if we did those two together.
Oh, that would be fun.
People would get it.
So that's in the works, but let's see how this goes.
Back to what we were talking about. Now, here is my bonus tip to squeeze the most out of this Meet the Baker Berry, and that is to cross-post this to Facebook. Now, this is not a Facebook collab.
But also not necessarily cross-post with all those hashtags.
No.
They're not going to do the same.
I'm going to say just post natively to Facebook, everything without the hashtag.
Yeah.
Now, as we're having these pages roll into the new page experience, I'll be curious if hashtags kind of have a better footing.
I don't think they will.
And not right now.
Right.
Not right now. However just not right now.
Not right now.
But this is such great content. It was going to perform so well because, again, that human element, I'm meeting this person that I really like that bakes cookies and they look cute in this photo. You're going to post that over to Facebook and you're going to use the same copy. Just leave off the hashtag so it doesn't look like it wasn't posted.
Yeah, and you won't have the engagement like you will on Instagram because Facebook isn't the same.
But they're going to have more engagement than typically.
You're going to get more reach. We suggest people do a Meet the Baker post quarterly.
It's a great way to say, this is me. I'm still here.
Yeah.
Please, and it kind of reawakens that audience who's pretty used to seeing.
I love to see who I'm buying from. I really
I can
do.
see, because I'm an admin of Mixing Bowl.
Yeah.
I can see when you post a photo of you or you and Arch that it gets a lot of engagement, almost new comments from people
just being like, oh my goodness, I didn't know you had a child.
Yeah, so, and also mixing that in, it's one of my favorite content buckets. Again, you can only tap it every so often, but it's really great content bucket because people love other people. I know we all like to say I hate people, but secretly you go to a restaurant, nobody's in it, you tell me how long you stay there. I need the clanking of other forks to feel calm.
Olive Garden, if it's empty, it's fine.
Olive Garden today was quite empty.
Listen, because we were there right when it opened.
I was concerned.
It was delicious.
When you hear there's no family. And then Corey made a good point. I feel like there's a hair on me.
There's not.
Oh, it's right there. I hate my own hair. Post it to the Instagram stories and you say, ask a quiz question.
Yeah, a quiz question, a poll option. You don't just want to post and just say new post or just like share it
that
with
new
no
post,
context.
Styles out.
Yeah. Yeah, where you blur it.
If you want to be extra in your Instagram stories, record you telling people and asking them, guys, I've posted 5 things most people don't know about me. Go check my feed. And it's hard to do.
Hard.
The bold glamour filter might help us.
I got a clip because they said to keep your hair healthy. It doesn't like little bands that I've done. I put my hair in a band every day. And my hair does hurt at the end of the day.
But you seen these bands I have that are kind of clothy? I gave you a
this
packet.
is cloth. Oh. It still hurts at the end of the day. My hair follicles hurt.
Get a clip, man.
So I got a clip yesterday. Oh. I learned I do not understand physically the aerodynamics to put a hair in a clip. It was a giant. Yeah, I did.
Oh, you're gonna tell me?
It was, like when it's really poofy. Yeah. It was just like, it was everything.
Maybe we need a haircut. Not that Corey and I live together, but we do get haircuts together.
We do need a haircut, but that's not going to explain how clips work.
The folks that can look in a mirror and operate backwards,
I twisted it a few times.
Okay.
Then I it was just following me. Like a rooster tail? And then it was there. And I said, that doesn't look correct.
I don't know. Once the haircut guy said we had too much thick hair on the top.
Listen, I think my hair's thinning in my old age.
I don't know.
This whole bush.
Corey and I at lunch were deciding we're too old and we're tired.
We're too old and we're
Just
too
going not
tired.
do that. A little too old and too tired.
But keep an eye out. I'm going to give you a little copy. You can copy and paste.
Maybe we want to see your Meet the Baker with the clip in it.
We're not ready.
What photo are you doing for the one I took?
You said you were going to give me a
Working
new
on
one,
it.
you big old
Working on
thing.
it.
I had to use the other one for an example.
Yeah, I saw it. I was like, that was my...
Yeah, that's all I had.
They're not that
Literally,
different from each other. Just so you know.
Me and Heather, if we
Heather.
ever die and someone gets our phones, there's not one selfie on there. We don't take selfies.
So you're going to have to find a photo of me, probably in my early 20s. And that's going to be the, have you seen this person? And it's going to be embarrassing. Because
Yeah.
we're going to be like, we've not seen that person.
Just when I open my album and I see my face looking back at me,
Nothing is worse.
jarring.
Nothing is worse. So I had to help Gams with her phone.
Uh-huh.
Her, the camera was set to selfie mode. Wasn't ready. I said, "Ooh, that's gonna
When
hurt."
I click the selfie mode on accident, the face that I'm making looking at my phone is just hideous.
Here's the thing. Sometimes, rare, I get ready and I'm like, "Wow, you hot
10
diggity
of 10.
dog! How is the world blessed with you walking upon it?" And then I say, "You know what? Let me take a photo of myself. This rarely happens." And then I look and I'm like, "Heather, that in the camera, that's you. This person looking in the mirror,
But
that's
they did
you."
say like the camera adds 10
Let's hope
pounds,
so.
a few wrinkles, I think is the phrase.
No, I think I'm going to go into that filter life and never look back.
You know,
I think the future is going to be a bunch of people saying like, have you seen this person posters? But when we're like, I haven't seen them without a filter on. That would be the first time.
and putting a filter on, I get it.
I get it.
But then I
can tell when
can't-
you're wearing a filter because I have your face and I know that's not you.
Listen.
That eyelash went behind your ear.
Yeah, the eyelash is the only thing I ever know. I don't, I wish
Do you
I
know
liked.
the bold glamour filter on TikTok?
Yeah.
Do you know why it's operating differently than other filters?
Hold on. I heard the reason, but I can't remember.
Yeah, it's AI generated. So the other filters are an overlay. So it's saying, here's your eyes, here's your mouth. That filter is sticking itself to your face because it's knowing how your face works versus an overlay. So if you put your finger in front of the eyelash, it doesn't do the eyelash.
For what
error.
Heather's talking about, if you're totally clueless, on TikTok,
It's about to get banned. You guys missed it.
They have tons of filters, but one that just came out, it's called Bold Glamour. And when you put it on your face, you can rub your eyes, you can move your hand in front of your face, and the filter never changes. So, but the Bold Glamour, like you look glamorous.
You know what I think it really looks good on? Men. And I see more and more men trying the bold glamour. And I'm like, wow,
When I put it, I mean,
trucker.
nothing really changed.
Of course. I was bold and glamorous.
What it does is it gives you a bigger top lip.
But subtly,
A subtle, bigger top lip.
makeup, subtle
Makeup on
eyelashes in the
point.
crib. I think.
Yeah.
I did not try this on. I just looked at
Darker eyebrows.
it. The eyebrows did look
Your
good.
eyebrows are filled in.
Do I say it put on eye makeup and did contour?
It did contour on your cheeks.
Did it whiten your teeth?
It does whiten your teeth. And it does give you a little bit more of a jaw. Well, jawline.
So
there,
nothing of it is real.
unfortunately.
Well, anyways, if you want to use that filter, it's called Bold Glamour. For the
I will
collab.
call you out in the comments. I'm just kidding.
It's really hard to tell, but that would be a nice filter to have to do the Instagram stories. Go engage with my feed post if you wanted a filter.
That's true.
Is a filter a lie?
Nah.
Because then makeup would be a lie.
Right.
And then angles, and then obviously we want to get in the nitty gritty. A camera lens, like the Nifty 50, is
right.
the natural portrait style lens. And if I do a wide angle close to my face, it changes the shape of my face, or really far away. So really, at the end of the day, everything's a lie. Trust me. Just participate in the collab on Friday. Are you going to make more posts in the group about it?
I will. I have to do my copy post. I'll post that in the group and in the discussion portion of the event.
Great.
In case you need to find it.
That'll be good. And, at the end of the day, you're not going to make $1 million off of a collab, but it's going to give you a little boost, and that's just going to reawaken your audience. I know that I love cookies, but we're coming into the dead zone of cookies.
Yeah.
Summer's a slow time. But a lot of you guys don't notice because you're also doing family vacations, which is great.
Heather has no family, so she notices.
It is just dead. I am dead. But yeah, in the summertime, we're going to have a little bit of a lull, and then we come with the 4-person punch of Halloween, back to school, Thanksgiving, and Christmas.
Yeah.
So we definitely don't want to post and ghost to our audience over the summer, even though we may be having fun at the beach. We do want to keep that audience engaged, and these collabs are a great way to
Great
do
way
that.
to do it, my friends. Great way to do it.
Now, what do you want to talk about?
Don't we have like a outline we follow?
I thought we did, but I kind of forgot it. You
Next is
pooed
the
on my
cookie
countdown.
College. Yeah, because that was like boring to listen to.
There are
One, you posted it everywhere.
40 weeks left in the year.
40 weeks. Heather.
That sounds a ton. So here's the thing. Corey and I have a Monday morning marketing meeting, the MMMM. And I have these countdown. I know you guys see them in the group and Corey hates them. But I realize when she's listening to the days until she glosses over.
Yeah, when Heather says
this
122 days till something.
Corey's like, oh, 5 years away? Okay, great. But then this week when I was telling like, hey, we got to prep for this, it's coming up, I changed it to weeks. And Corey's like, oh, no.
Yeah, when you say 120 days or 4 weeks, 4 weeks sounds very close. 120 days seems very far.
So let me tell you,
she's doing it, guys. I'm so sorry.
Easter
Great.
is 3 weeks away.
No way. See, you see my version.
Do you really?
Yeah. Yeah, I can't believe.
Okay. Teach a Preach, that's how I have it abbreviated, is 6 weeks away. So how long, Corey and I were talking, how long does it take to get a cookie cutter from a shop on Etsy to your doorstep, considering no expedited?
The average
is
5 to 7 days just to get it in the mail to you. Does not include your money.
Oh, wait. So 7 days for them to print it because they're printing.
It can't 5 to 7 business days.
Okay, can we estimate we got a 2-week run time to just get the cookie cutter to your door?
Yeah, so you'd be wanting to order it now.
So teacher appreciation in cookie cutter runtime is only technically 4 weeks away.
So if you are in a shop getting your Easter stuff, get the teacher stuff.
Well, then I'm going to say also get the nurses stuff, which is the following week.
Now we're
now
too far
get the
away.
Christmas stuff because that's going to be 2 more weeks away. Okay, here's one. Mother's Day is 8 weeks away.
That's 2 months.
Right. So really
months.
with the cookie cutter on order, although if you likely have something you can use, you folks.
I will say Mother's Day is hit or miss, mostly because
some people are absolutely nailing April Fool's Day.
Yeah, April. Listen, this is what I made for April Fool's Day. It was a cookie in the shape of the letter E. The icing was brown. It's a brownie.
That was adorable. Not that April Fool's is a big hitter, but some people do this. The deviled egg cookies, which look like strikingly, and then the vegetable platter, that's all cookies. Those seem to do well.
Those three.
Those three. Have you seen anything else?
I don't really think so.
Okay, graduation, last day of school. That's a floating day because it's all wild for you guys.
I will say graduation. Start posting it now. It'll be nice that if you can just clear out that month and get all your customs.
Get that, yeah. I'm going to say that our audience, dials into graduation as soon as the weather turns to spring.
And guess what? Spring, first day was yesterday.
And it's kind of sprung in today.
It is, except for this morning.
It was chilly.
It was like 22 degrees.
Cold. But it's supposed to be 70 on Thursday.
What? How about tomorrow?
In between what it is today and 70.
Okay, it's a wide range.
All right, so we're looking at graduation. Okay, weird question. Graduation is 9 weeks away on average for our area, but last day of school is 12 weeks. Why wouldn't those be the same day?
No, I think you do your graduation parties before you grad.
Okay, things you don't know.
Granted, I only have a 13-year-old.
Now, Dad's Day is coming up, 13 weeks. Plenty of time.
Plenty.
Is that a big seller?
I will say, because moms are buying for Dad, I did the popcorn one. Pop and buy to say you're the best dad. You're a great pop. Those sold really well for me.
You didn't do that beer thing. I know not everybody drinks.
The beer.
Yeah, it was this
case.
Where'd you get that?
Miss Cookie Packaging.
Miss Cookie Packaging has, what was the pun?
Cheers to the best dad.
Cheers to the best dad. So it was like a pack of, drink beer.
It's 6 beer-shaped cookies fit in there.
Right, like the gooseneck cookies.
Yeah. Why are you saying everything with a question mark?
Because I don't know what they're calling. I don't want to embarrass myself.
I have no idea either.
I know Corey once did it with the lime and didn't charge for the lime.
The lime with the coconut.
Then, okay, these are just the major holidays for cookie people.
Okay.
We skip all the way to 4th of July. It gets into that dead zone. And I think cookies don't realize it because they're having their best life. 4th of July, is that a big seller? Some people do platters and that hits. For the burgers.
I have done custom sets for 4th of July. I've never really done a pre-sale for it. I think a PYO would be great. You know, you're going over someone's house.
That's cute. With the burger stacked. Do they do it?
I almost think that's definitely great for Father's Day. You're the flipping best dad.
We want to watch our language on
this
this podcast. Excuse me.
You know what's with you?
And then we have back to school, which because the summer is that dead zone.
It is the dead zone.
Corey and I do teach cookie classes in the summer, but I'll say it's well, if we compare it to Christmas time, it's quadruple the amount of work. Christmas time, we'll start filling that up at back to school. And then it kind of goes into the major holidays that we all expect. But it's going to be springy. I think we're going to have a hot summer here and no cookie sale.
And the weather with Heather. 10 out of 12.
Okay, rude. Anyways. Okay, and then we have CookieCon. So here's the upcoming events. So we have CookieCon, which is actually flying at us. The Woven Food Conference, the food entrepreneur, is only in 20 days. It's a virtual conference, $20 to attend. But actually tomorrow, Lisa will be doing 2 Facebook Lives. One tomorrow is on girl power, how women are affecting the cottage food industry. She's written many books, taught many classes. Great resource. And then in 2 weeks, she'll tell us how to get the most bang for the buck out of the food entrepreneur network.
I heard the WOVA conference had some pretty awesome keynote
WOVA
speakers.
is the platform that they
I
have
like
it
calling it WOVA.
That would be like us saying the podium twins. The square maker.
Listen, WOVA, it's just, it comes out so naturally.
We're the keynote speakers, and we'll also be teaching the marketing fundamentals, which is actually going to be extrapolated from our Baker's Business Basics, because those are the pillars of marketing that we feel like if you got these laid down right, the foundation's good, then you can build that cottage food house on it. So that's what we're going to be talking. Again, it's going to be pre-recorded, but there's a Q&A where Corey and I will be answering questions.
Young-looking faces.
If you see a filter on us, do not say anything. Just say, oh, that's the bold
Just like her
glamour.
eyelashes looking on fleek. Is what the children say.
So that, and then we have CookieCon Ohio.
CookieCon Ohio. Do you think they'd hire me for a little jingle?
Yeah.
CookieCon Ohio. I love it.
That we'll be doing a happy hour the day before CookieCon officially starts. So we'll be doing that on May 1st, which is so close, 2 months away.
So on May 1st, we'll be doing CookieCon Ohio.
And then what about CookieCon Florida? That'll be kind of towards the end of August, so end of the summer. But we'll be doing a happy hour. Both are sponsored by Heather Brookshire, Disney Adult Extraordinaire. So if you want her to plan your Disney vacation, because CookieCon Florida is in Orlando.
You know what? I heard that Disney adults, it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's like people who are adults who want to.
It's a bad thing. We're doing for
Some people think Disney adults are crazy. It's people who want to escape.
Escapism.
Escapism. That was the word that I was definitely looking for. It was not going to say.
People just want to get away from reality.
I want to get away from Heather. I mean, reality.
Heather,
you, not you, Heather Brookshire. So sorry.
Yeah,
I'm a Disney adult.
Right.
I self-proclaimed.
You're not a Heather Brookshire Disney adult.
I'm
you weren't
not.
wearing the ear. Oh, you did wear the ear.
I did.
You did.
But I don't have
You got really hot and you got a little feisty.
I did.
Then you made us force down turkey leg, and I don't think you had the right attitude.
I did not.
Then we fed it to a bird, which I think is illegal. Then we rode. What was that ride that we sit in line for 3 hours?
I'm lactose intolerant, and I got on the people mover, and the people ain't getting off them.
Listen, if I'm willing to tell, we get on the people mover, and Corey's intestines were moving, and she's looking over trying to find the nearest bathroom.
I was getting ready to jump off of the people mover. I imagine not.
Like, do you have eyes on the bathroom?
You know, you're supposed to be looking at the park and the things that.
None of it was relaxing. We stood in line for so long, and Corey is just staring. Do you think it's a bathroom?
I feel like puking. I could have died. It was the people mover. Was this the bathroom locator? Heather booked us at this restaurant. And was it a themed restaurant? Sure. But it was the Founding Fathers buffet.
Abraham Lincoln bring the biscuits. It was like, welcome, would you like to vote? Also, here's the bill. Not the bill.
It was $1 bazillion. So if you didn't just pack it down, you weren't going to get your money's worth.
Because it was like an endless thing. Like they kept bringing out food, but we
were
hungry.
You couldn't go to the bathroom in the Founding Fathers restaurant. There was a bathroom attendant there. You don't need to witness this, ma'am.
It's because you're kid kept making us ride the haunted house.
You're welcome. It was air
Little big
conditioned.
toe hadn't stepped out before he started.
Conditioned.
Oh, it was fun. If you want to be a Disney adult and learn where all the bathrooms are, follow Corey. If you want an accurately planned trip, follow Heather Brookshire, who's sponsoring. Thank you so much. These 2 events. Speaking of sponsors, let's move on to our sponsors. I'll start with Eddie, the edible food printer. It was interesting. I love stalking the Eddie printer users group to just see what Premiere says. Mm-hmm. They have this like tax thing where they can't sell you an Eddie at CookieCon, but they can immediately get it shipped to you because there's like
it's like a 2-day shipping.
Yeah, so you can order, you can demonstrate, touch, feel, do everything you want with Eddie at this thing, but you can't get the box from them.
So tell them what
Didn't
an
you
Eddie
do that with
is.
Grex? Did they sell you on there?
No, it's exactly
There
what
must
you
be
said.
some weird rules. I thought it was interesting. Eddie's a direct-to-food printer now. They post about it in their group. I'm going to say it. Someone says Freddie going to be there.
Freddie
Eddie's brother
is a frosting
printer.
Eddie.
Right. Imagine if you had a Freddie and an Eddie.
I couldn't imagine. Could not imagine.
You get that bready. So
Freddie. Heather's nickname is Head. Otherwise, that didn't make sense.
You're like, what are you doing? Yeah. So it directly prints to not just cookies. You can do donuts, chips, cheese. I mean, like the whole gambit.
Buttercream.
Oh yeah, buttercream. What other things have we seen people push it to do? Oh, Mentos, M&Ms, men's toes. Just kidding. But a lot of things you can print on. And now they have these like trays that will help you feed in things, and you can do pretty complex prints. Now I've seen somebody.
I've seen people do tiny, tiny transfers.
Yeah, and that's a tray you can get.
Get me the tray.
I think your name is Sophia. Anyways, Vendor Mondays. I'll go find it what it is. Okay. And then you can print on an edible transfer. Really, really unique, tiny, detailed design.
Like someone did a onesie, Karen, on TikTok. She did a onesie. It's a onesie cookie, 3 inches maybe. A tiny little bear on the little logo.
See,
it was so teeny tiny.
And the reason why we're acting like that's so impressive is because you have to really know your alignment with Eddie. Now, when Primera came out with Eddie, I think they did it at the April 2020.
Wow. Seems
they were like
that good ago.
Yeah. And I think they reached out to us at the end of September, maybe.
I feel bad for them. I should apologize.
Yeah. So they initially, I don't think they do this anymore. They sent you some cookies. They were hard as a rock.
People were like, I hate them.
But I think initially Eddie had already just thought that people were only going to print on circle cookies. But man, the cookie world got Eddie, and we're like, we're going to make this dude print on everything. Yeah. And Eddie, the company Primera, have really worked with bakers to kind of push this machine to its absolute max. And now there's a lot of third-party add-ons you can get to really dial Eddie into very specific things, like these really tiny transfers.
Imagine not having to break open your airbrush machine, pipe 6 different colors in there.
I mean,
just
really,
to make
you don't
one
have to
design.
Do transfer. You could just print on a little white thing to make a transfer.
That's what saying stencil.
Stencil.
Anyways.
Okay.
Let's move on to Royal Batch. Royal Batch is, dare I say, amazing. It is a meringue powder to the stars. Heather's on her phone. I'm trying to get her back. Royal Batch did a great meringue powder. It's silky smooth. It's bright white. It already has vanilla in there and corn syrup. Add more if you want to. You're just throwing away your money.
What's the discount code for that one?
Discount code is TWINS. That's TWINS. That'll save you 10% at checkout.
So you get a 5-pound bag at 10% off. That's going to cover shipping and then some.
I want to say that when I put it in, free shipping appears with the 5-pound bag.
Really?
And then you get an additional 10% off.
Well, that'd be nice.
Yeah. And that is actually the recipe that comes with Bakety Bake on the 1-pound bag is what I use.
A lot of people ask you what the recipe is.
I did see on TikTok someone had a very complex royal icing recipe.
Really? What more can you add to it?
I do not have that much time.
Or money.
It was like frothing things.
Ooh.
And I said, you know what? That Bakety Bake recipe.
Can you use Bakety Bake for buttercream, or is that what buttercream doesn't have? Right.
Okay, I'm going to just tell you, as I don't really know, but you can do a crusting buttercream.
Is that
doesn't crust fully, but you can put meringue powder in there to bring that element in.
I like it.
Never tried it.
Last but never least is AE Core Backers. What AEG company, just really nice husband and wife. And they really found a niche and said, hey, we're going to bring us food safe backdrops to the baking world. And boy, have they given us plenty of options. You can get really big ones or really small ones, not really small, enough for cookies, but cakers, right? Yeah, cakey size ones.
there's bigger ones.
Yeah. Were you on your phone? See, Corey's on her phone.
Listen,
That's why she just repeated what I just
my husband
said.
just said, missing me some Corey right about now. I would call, but I know you're pod space casting.
Pod Space Cast. That's very nice for you to have complained about him all lunch.
I did.
You really did.
But I didn't complain to him.
You know who's texting me? Our dad. And he's saying, why isn't this done yet?
Hey, Core backers, save 20% using the code SUGARCOOKIE singular at checkout.
Now, what did she just launch? What did she just drop?
The one that I just got?
Yeah.
It is white super matte.
Super matte.
And it is chef's kiss. Okay. It is totally smooth. If you have polar white, it does have a little texture on it. It's really hard to see unless you're taking a very...
Polar white has texture.
Yeah. Okay. Close photo. But this white super matte is 100% smooth. It's waterproof. You can wash it out with a hose. You can drip your icing on there and it's totally fine. It's matte, so it's not going to be super reflective, which is great for photos. It is scratch resistant. You don't really want to aim for a scratch, but if you had to bring some props across it, it's not going to do any damage.
At one point, Corey and I were going to record videos, and we were like, well, we need a human-sized backdrop.
I hated that.
The thing, it's still in the shed.
Well,
it is
Can you sell it?
How?
To somebody?
Big, giant backer for bodies.
Yeah, body bagger.
These are really cute, and you can actually store them in a human-sized room, unlike the ones we hadn't had to have. So what was the discount code again?
It's code SUGARCOOKIE.
You can save
20%.
20%. Now, moving on to Twinterest, what we got?
What do you have? What's interesting about you?
What about that car?
How are we gonna? I thought we weren't gonna talk about it.
Let me think. I have the Folex that somebody recommended on Amazon to clean up stains. You asked a question.
Oh,
I didn't order it.
Did you try it?
No, I was thinking of ordering it, but I really don't have any stains to lift. But the amount of people. Okay, so Corey dropped some icing on her carpet.
It was not icing. It was straight up food coloring bottles.
And all these people in the comments were like, this Folex product. And then I said it on Saturday, and Ashley said, oh my goodness, I use it all the time. It works.
Is it liquid or powder?
It's liquid spray bottle.
Oh, nice.
And it lifts stains.
Is it got bleach in there?
No, it doesn't. Actually, can I pull it up while we're talking?
Sure.
Folex stain remover. Pre-populated. Let's see what he's got. It's called Instant Carpet Stain Remover.
Oh, nice.
Okay, and here's what they say. 86,000 ratings. It's 4.5.
That's great.
Removes pet accidents, grease, oil, ink, red wine, coffee, blood, rust, food, cosmetics, dirt, and grime. Water-based, non-flammable, and odor-free. It had some words I don't know what they mean. Safe to use around children and pets if used as directed. I don't know. It sounds great. Yeah, it can use on carpets, upholstery, and materials that can be safely dampened with water. So it really needs to have water involved.
Oh, so you water it first and then Folex it after?
It seems like maybe so, but I would have to click around more. And I think people on the podcast are like, what in the world?
Interesting.
Are you going to get it?
Yeah, sure.
What did you use? Did you ever get the stain up off your carpet?
What stain?
What?
What?
You just...
Oh, yeah. It's been gone. That's why I said what stain. I used that carpet cleaner that I had that I let you borrow.
Did it work? Okay, Corey has a carpet cleaner. This was a Twinterest a couple weeks ago.
I got it for Christmas.
I did read the instructions. You're using it slightly incorrectly.
How?
Do you understand what it means when it says pro heat? It doesn't create heat, but it can withstand heat. So it's actually encouraging you to use water as hot as it can be from the tap up to 120 degrees and put that into the machine. Then mix right then. So don't keep the water in it like you are.
Oh, my mixture?
Yeah.
But then what do I do if I added too much water in a mixture?
I think you just start over. But that heat, that hot water really helps release the stain, and that machine can handle that hot water, unlike the cheaper model. So Pro Heat is like, it's not warming anything up. It's allowing you to use warm water, which will make it more effective.
Oh, nice. Okay.
There you go.
Will do.
I did borrow it, the green machine.
What'd you think? I can't remember.
The water was black.
But you're like...
I didn't see, it wasn't like when you, and then everything is super clean. Nothing's super dirty, but I guess it kind of is. Because you're walking on carpet.
Yeah.
On TikTok, they said, if you want to keep your carpets clean, no
Socks.
shoes in the house.
I know.
Yeah.
My husband will refuse to not wear shoes in the house.
He's embarrassed by his feet.
He does not like his
Once
feet.
we went on a beach trip and he dug them into the sand the entire time.
The man wears socks 24/7. Barely have I ever witnessed that he has toes.
Because
It's only a rumor at this point.
he hadn't grown toenails, and I think they had
The poor little baby.
I'm not listening to the pod space
The
casting.
little baby. Okay, my twin twist was I went pansy picking, pansy planting.
Really?
Went and got pansies from the Lake Ridge Nursery.
You like
This
the
is
Lake
what she
Ridge
did.
Nurse?
I got these little purple flowers because they were beautimous. I
they
go and
pansies?
buy them. No idea what they are.
Perennials?
No
Comes
idea
back
what
every
that
year?
means.
Comes back every year?
I don't know. So I get them. She's already checked me out. I have inserted the chip and my money is gone. She's like, oh, about that purple one, you're gonna want to bring it in every night. It's not gonna last you
Dead.
cold. I said, did you just
Because it's
give
really
me
cold
some
right now.
homework? So this plant's coming with me every night.
Where'd you
Good
put
night,
him on this
plant. On the
step?
piano. He's on the piano in the nights. Take him out for
But
a walk in the
'cause
morning.
it's getting cold.
It's getting cold. She says pansies can withstand it if you water them. She said if you left the pansies withstand the cold without
My
water.
question is, why do you call, like, you're such a pansy when clearly the pansy is the strongest flower?
I know.
You're such a pansy. You could survive anything.
Maybe because it's short. You're short. You're a pansy.
I think pansies are like, okay, let me call it. Daffodils are the most giving flower. The thing popped up 5 weeks ago.
Yeah, but then
It's
he's
still
like
blooming,
totally teetering on his side.
But they're stunning. And
Laying.
they're like free.
I also heard that daffies can really kill a dog.
Really?
I did not know that.
Did you know the daffodil that has a white back and a yellow face
Yeah.
is not called a daffodil?
What's it called?
I don't remember, but she was like, that's not a daffodil, it's a blah, blah, blah.
A laffodil?
Where's losing it? Did we cover everything?
No, you didn't cover the cookie collage, you boob.
The Cookie College. I'm actually excited to teach this class, and I'll have it done this week or beginning of next. Photo organization. And, I've even written down the script because I'm going to read from a script so y'all aren't like watching my brain think. It starts with what I know y'all are going to hate. There are some mental hurdles in photo organization
Ma'am.
that you need to come to terms with. And what that is letting go of the past and only keeping. Corey has had such a hard time with this. I'm organizing her photos, by the way, in this class. How many did you give me on this external hard drive? How many?
43,000.
43,000
Over my
images.
life, man. My life is in
Now,
there.
when was the last time you posted a photo from when you first started
Yesterday.
baking? No, you didn't.
Today.
Yeah, it was macrame.
I'm going to next week.
You post those clouds from the beginning. Here's the thing. So in this photo organization class, whether or not nobody has to do anything they don't want to do, but it comes down to trimming out photos that we just there's one glamour shot of each that you have, and especially when they reach.
How about question for this?
Okay.
Full shot, full glamour shot. But I also like to take individual photos.
Yeah, we're gonna keep maybe 3 to 4 of each set. Full shot, couple zooms, cut the rest. I would bet, and I haven't looked through your photos just yet, I would bet that on average you're taking around 20 to 30 photos of a set.
That is true.
Okay, so if we only kept 4, one, you're going to be able, and we'll be using a naming structure, and that'll be the key to photo organization, is the naming structure. Again, what works for you is not always going to be what works for me, but having a system in place is what's going to make all the difference. And then trimming some of the excess photos. When there's too many photos, especially as a baker, you don't know what to post.
The thing is that's really cool. Heather has an external hard drive that I put these photos on. But if you wanted to keep everything with you, but not necessarily on your phone, you could get something. What's one of those?
We're going to be using the cloud. So in this, I'm going to give people 3 different options. We're going to be using the free option of Google Photos. It's my least favorite.
I will say, with that many photos, it would end up costing me something.
Absolutely. And that's why it is my least favorite. But I want to give people a free option.
Okay.
If you want to keep, if you're new, it's probably, and you're like
Yeah, it's a
bootstrapping
great one for starting off.
And then we're going to come to external hard drive. The thing I don't like about external hard drives, and I love me an external hard drive, is it's physical, which means it can be destroyed in the event of fire or water loss. And it's also not connected to the internet, which means it's hard to access.
Yeah, but imagine, what's your last one that you're giving a tip for?
It's going to be paid, and it's going to be Dropbox or such like. However, I'll be using Dropbox in this class, why we can do folder hierarchical structures, which means folders within folders. We can use mass names and we can share.
Imagine if you're in a community group and someone says, I am looking for
Nothing.
birthday airplane theme. And you're like, I did that 2 years ago. You log onto your Dropbox app, you type in airplane, and then it pops up. You grab that photo, you put it in the comment section, and she says, ma'am, I want to give you my firstborn and my money.
Right. It is that quick draw ability to search. And the reason and the way you can search until AI starts understanding images better, it's going to be that naming structure. And I think what I'm going to recommend, and Corey doesn't have a lot of the data, but we'll still talk about it in this class, is year, month, day, client last name, theme, subcategory of theme, and then maybe I'll do just 1, 2, 3, and 4.
When you watch this class, you're going to see just how different me and Heather's brains are. I'm naming them random months and days with no words. I like to open a folder and guess and be surprised with what's in it.
How are you searching for a photo?
I'm not.
To post in a thread?
Clicking. I'm remembering
Can
back.
I guess your workflow?
Sure.
You see someone in a user group say something.
Yeah.
You're going to your Facebook page and clicking on photos. Is that what you're doing?
No. Because I like to keep so much data on my cell phone.
That would be a side benefit of this organization, is cleaning up your storage on devices.
Which I am excited about.
Increased bandwidth. I'll be curious. So I will be teaching this class with Corey's photos. However, she has a backup of all the photos, all 43,000.
Just in case.
I'll be curious if she's able to mentally adapt. However, people who are just entering cookies, if you guys start off with this
if I could go
photo
back,
theory,
man. If I could tell my
it's hard to go back in
self.
time and delete and organize.
When I went and got this new cell phone, I was like, yeah, I need a lot of memory. And he was like, really, honestly, you don't. I said, look at the phone I have now. He's like, wow, I guess you do. He said, you have so much on your phone. He said, why don't you delete it? I said, I'm having an issue. I can't find what I need when I need it. Time is money.
Yeah.
I
So if
hate
we
searching.
organize this and get it into Dropbox, again, Dropbox, I think it's only 3 gigs until you get into a paid tier. But then we talk about like terabytes. Like it goes from like nothing to everything.
How much would you think the cost is around
A
there?
Dropbox, let's see, Dropbox pricing. And there's competitions to Dropbox that you can
There
use.
is.
I wouldn't necessarily use Google Drive myself, but let's see what we got here. We're at 5 terabytes. Let's do 2 terabytes.
Okay.
2 terabytes, which this external hard drive is 3 terabytes.
Okay.
That external hard drive that Corey and I each are using is over $250. So keep that in comparison when I tell you that it's $10 a
one-time-
month for 2 terabytes.
So $120 a year. So really you could have 2 years at the price of.
Right. But you also have cloud access and backups. And when that's something an external hard drive can't give you as easily without an additional cost. For 5 terabytes, that's a ton.
Yeah.
It's $15 a month.
Wow.
And you can also have 3 users. So if you have a virtual assistant, they'll be able to access.
Oh, nice.
And then it goes to...
That's honestly handy if you're thinking about hiring a VA. Yeah. You're not having to do the work of sending them the photos. You can just give them access.
Here's a crazy, for $24 a month.
Yeah.
As much space as you need.
Wow.
Yeah. Cool. And then you can do, they have a bunch of variations of these plans depending on what you need. However, also 180-day file and account recovery. Something gets deleted.
Oh my goodness.
That's very nice. Cool. So that's pretty neat. Also, you can do e-signatures at the $10 a month one.
Why would I need that?
Like if you need somebody to sign something.
Just random?
I guess so. Neat.
Nice.
I think that's a newer feature on Dropbox. So that's what we'll be talking about. Again, what is the Cookie College? It's a bunch of courses and classes on really optimization, management, and marketing. And then I got to brag on Corey. We've also added Cookie Class Kits, a standalone membership, which is everything you need to teach a cookie class. Cookie Class Kits are also included in the Cookie College where I'll be teaching this class. That said, what's about to drop?
Listen, I've got it. I'm in a groove right now. I have gotten.
Corey on Saturday was brainstorming the rest of the cookie class year.
They are coming at us. I just needed a few months to figure it out.
You got it.
And I've gotten it. So we are doing a bee theme for the month of May. It is a chonky bee, the cutest little daisy. We have a beehive with a little heart cut out.
This is a great theme because you can really use it for the rest of the summer.
You can use it into the it's almost like fall colors.
For any of the beekeepers up there, we can't use it after the dearth, right?
We know what you're talking about. You can use it to the summer. You can say this is just a cute stinking set. And if you like,
just said beaks.
Beaks. That's what beekeepers shortened his beaks.
Yeah.
Beakers.
Oh.
The next two sets.
Under the sea, at the beach, right?
At the beach.
Which one comes first? I need to add it.
I don't know. Which one do you think? I think at the beach.
I
like the beach.
That'll be a blast. So again, just to recap, we have 4 different memberships. We have the Cookie College, which includes actually every other membership as well. And that's where you're going to get the marketing courses and classes, the Facebook group, and the freebie photos. Yes. And included in that are going to be the Cookie Class Kids membership, which is everything you need to teach a cookie class. And that drops each month a new set. And I got to say, this stuff is comprehensive. Even I've impressed myself with this one.
Listen, it is crazy. So there's a transfer sheet that comes with this one.
Oh.
You're going to make it.
Okay. What is it?
It's
bees?
Little tiny bees.
Okay.
Yeah. And then in the class, you can either take out the final 2 steps if you don't want to do the details, or you can include them.
I like that. Giving people a little, Corey and I will just cut out steps mid-class.
Yeah,
I'll give her this look
like, what are
these
sprinkles for? I don't know. I just accidentally
some little jazz. You got to take them home with you.
You can eat them.
We're going to close. And then we have the Baker's Business Basics, which is actually what I'll be kind of talking about. We'll be talking about in the Food Conference. Just the foundational classes. If you're just getting started, it's 13 classes. It also includes the digital downloads as well. And secretly, I added the transfer sheets, which I add all the time.
You sneaky
I know.
little,
Just a bunch of. I thought to myself, so the Baker's Business Basics, $36 a month. Mm-hmm. Ideally, you're only ever in it for a month or 2. Mm-hmm. But it also includes a transfer sheet. So
it almost pays for itself.
Kind of does. That's what I want. I just want everything to pay for itself so you guys are stuck with us forever. And then we have the digital downloads, which drop every month on the 1st as well.
The DD.
Heather
has done a horrendous job of marketing it. No one knows about it. So why she mentions it?
Secret since last week. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. But okay, guys, thanks for the podcast. Hopefully Fuzz is doing fine.
No voicemails?
I didn't check before we got started.
Good, because I didn't check the mail. Wow, we are just listing it.
I need the business card. Everything's expired.
Yeah, last week, craziness.
I know.
It was insanity.
I think we've settled. But what'd you say? The year's coming at us like a train.
It's just, I'm taking them as I go. The punches are just flying at me.
We got Cookie Con. That'll be here before you know it.
It will.
But it's a really easy, relaxing thing. Bless the people putting it on. That's so stressful.
I could not imagine.
The teachers who have to ship stuff there. My goodness. But everybody else, fun, old, relaxing time. Just get your butt there. And it's at a water park.
It is. Uh-huh. Are you bringing your bathing suit? Because I don't think I am.
Don't think so.
No.
But they have that little swim up smoothie bar.
I'm going to have to ask someone to swim up for me. Maybe give them a tip.
I found a couple of restaurants, though, that I think we can just loiter in.
Are they in there or
around
Yeah,
apparently it's all inside itself.
Nice. Right, any chips and salsa, please?
It's really close to your ex-husband's house.
Just kidding. I would rather not.
Okay, guys, we will see you next week, barring any cat illnesses.